Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and today we're going to do a rundown of all the candles that I bought from the Spring 1, 2, and 3 floor sets from Bath & Body Works in preparation for the $12.95 candle event that's going on this coming weekend. And so this is just my usual quick rundown, post-burn review videos. If you don't want to sit through every single individual review that's on my channel, then we'll get right into it. So we'll have all the Spring 1 stuff that I bought, and then the Spring 2 stuff, and then the Spring 3 stuff is probably not going to be out for the sale this coming weekend because they usually do a big candle sale to clearance out the old stuff before they bring in the new stuff. But if you live near your test store, then I might still go through the Spring 3 rundown will still be helpful to you. Or if your store is kind enough to sell some candles early for you, then they might still be relevant. So I will talk about the Spring 3 candles that I have burned, but I won't talk about the that test neutrals collection, just because those are probably not going to go wide. But in any case, yes. So let's get right into it. We have this candle first, Blueberry Marshmallow Bar right here, and that's what that looks like. This one came out, some people found it for Candle Day, but this actually stayed around until right now. It is sugared blueberry, sweet vanilla, and toasted marshmallows. This was the hot candle of the season. Everyone was just chomping on the bit to find sugared, blueberry marshmallow bar for Candle Day, and then now it's here nobody talks about it, nobody cares about it. This is just the Ice Sugar Plum Body Care fragrance into candle form. It was strong enough for me. It's kind of just another blueberry bakery fragrance. There's almost something a little bit bitter about it, and the way that Ice Blueberry Biscotti had a bitter nutty note to it, very similar to that. But this also has kind of a sour milky note that kind of is, I guess, supposed to be the marshmallow in there. There's something just very artificial and synthetic about it. It's just quite not quite exactly what you would imagine, I guess, a blueberry marshmallow bar to be. If you walk into somebody's house, you wouldn't be ooh, you're baking something. It's more oh no, you're burning a Bath & Body Works candle that smells like it's supposed to smell like something in the real world, but it actually doesn't. I don't know. It's just one of those artificial, synthetic, but fun, cutesy bakery fragrances from Bath & Body Works that I don't know. I'm just kind of take it or leave it with it, but it was Blueberry Marshmallow Bar right there. This one is apparently the one alone one that's still supposed to be out on the shelves, and I still see this candle to this day, which is crazy. But it's fresh coconut and cotton. I freaking love this. So strong, amazing, love it. This is coconut, coastal breeze, beachside cotton, and it has a thick rope-like wick, so it burns pretty hot and strong, and it's same as the body care that is out in it as well. I love it. It's just this beautiful beachy, warm, almost a humid cotton in coconut fragrance. It kind of smells like going to the beach and then walking into a hot, humid garage where the dryer is going, and you have coconut scented dryer sheets or something, but it also kind of smells like coconut sunscreen that's been on your skin all day. I don't know, but it's really nice. I really enjoy it. There was something called, was it the Perfect Beach Day or some body care fragrance that I always reference that is immensely similar to this from many years back, but I love it. So fresh coconut and cotton right there. It's your most tropical laundry fragrance that you'll find from them. Moving on, we have the Neutrals collection for Spring 1, and this is my favorite, Sea Salt and Neroli right here, and that's what that looks like. This one's going to be Salt and Neroli Blossoms, Watery Eucalyptus, and Fresh Lemon Zest. This is amazing, strong, super sooty. This is your quintessential luxury fragrance market. Orange blossom fragrance is what this is. It kind of smells like a high-end sunscreen, suntan lotion type of fragrance. It's very tropical, luxury, hotel beach vibe without being overly coconut, pineapple, obvious tropical. It's definitely more floral in the orange blossom realm. I feel that Florida Oranger fragrance from the Zara Jo Malone collab, immensely similar to that and just very strong and awesome. And there's a nice little crisp lemon and eucalyptus to just finish it off. So Sea Salt and Neroli right there. This was a repurchase for me. We have Pink Lavender and Espresso right here. That's what that looks like. Super jazzed about this when I first heard about it, but not as jazzed now that I own it. It's rich pink lavender, caramel espresso beans, and smooth vanilla. This one is also sooty, thick rope-like wicks. I would say medium strength on this one. This one, it's a nice fragrance, don't get me wrong, but it's pretty much just lavender marshmallow to me. It just smells like lavender marshmallow. You get a coffee bean and espresso note on cold that smells kind of roasty and juicy, but then when you go to burn it, it's pretty much just lavender marshmallow for all intents and purposes, and the coffee bean note totally goes by the wayside. So if you want lavender marshmallow, definitely check this out because it's pretty much the same thing, at least in my opinion. So Pink Lavender and Espresso right there. There was like aloe and palm and citron and tonic in that collection as well. Mahogany coconut. I didn't buy any of those, so we're not gonna talk about it. Next we have the, is it like the Euphoria Decor collection maybe? Radiant Sky right here, which comes in the extended format of like the hand soap and everything, and that's what that looks like. This looks super pretty when it's like glowing, and when you're like burning it rather, it's like a glowing orb of rainbow juiciness. This is Rays of Sunshine, Golden Mango, and Juicy Lychee. I've actually really kind of like gone to town on this one and I've kind of enjoyed it. It's just like very fruity, but I normally hate fruity fragrances. But this one has the lychee in it that gives it a slightly more exotic kind of like lychee gummy, lychee boba tea type of vibe to it, mixed with other tropical fruits. It's still very fruity and it's not something that I want to burn every single day, but it's kind of like if I'm sick of floral or bakery or like the weirdo conceptual scents that they bring out now by the dozens, this one's kind of just like a nice fun, bright, juicy, like happy spring fruity fragrance that's not overly like synthetic chemically as like bubbly rosé or aloha kiwi passion fruit. So I kind of still enjoy this one. I would say like medium to medium plus. Definitely heavy on the lychee and the mango. So Radiant Sky right there, and that's what that looks like. Next we have a white t-shirt, and that's what that looks like. This one's going to be your Crisp Pear, Lavender Cloud, Soft Cedar Wood. This is the same as like the Body Care white t-shirt that we've got before as well. Thick rope like wicks, and that's what that looks like. I really enjoy this one. It's very like crisp, clean, and fresh without it being like too hot or too soapy like the other laundry fragrances tend to do. Like Laundry Day is way more sharp and harsh and just very strong and intense. And then Fresh Coconut and Cotton obviously is a lot warmer and like has that kind of humid cotton coconut drier experience to it. This one's a little bit more like just crisp and clean and in the middle. There's like a soapy powderiness to it maybe, with a little bit of floral, but it's still crisp and clean and fresh, and I really enjoy it. It's like just my favorite like middle of the line, middle of the road type of cotton laundry fragrance that I really enjoy. And yeah, I don't know, that's pretty much all I can say about it. It's just really nice like after a shower for whatever reason. It's just like has a very nice like going into crisp white sheets type of feel that I really enjoy. So white t-shirt right there. Next we have the White Barn Nature collection. We have Flowerchild right there, and it is a wraparound, and that's what that looks like. This is White Narcissus, Cashmere Musks, and Sweet Cedarwood. Yeah, this one has thick rope-like wicks on it, and that's what that looks like. And this one has a lighter throw. It's definitely one of the more weaker ones of the bunch, but I can still smell it totally adequate in a bedroom. It's kind of like nice because if I don't want something so heavy hitting or so strong, this one's kind of just like a nice clean soapy floral fragrance. This is just so immensely similar to like Open Sky and Butterfly, and kind of poppy by association as well. If you're looking for like an Open Sky or a Butterfly type of fragrance, if you're looking for like an Open Sky or Butterfly type of fragrance in this floor set, then I would just get Flowerchild. It's just, that's all I can say about it. It's just Open Sky Butterfly redone again. So Flowerchild right there. They're not exact repackages, but just like the next best thing. Moving on, we have Under the Magnolia Tree, and that's what that looks like. This one is Magnolia Petals, Lemon Zest, and Peach Blossoms. This one I have burned a few times as well, as you can see, and it has the core wicks on it that do kind of soot. This one's, it's a lot more citrus heavy and not so magnolia. It's kind of like if you took limoncello or sugared lemon zest, aka also lemon drops, and added a slight floral vibe to it. That's kind of what you get here. It's very heavy on that like sugared lemon zest fragrance. It reminds me of the interaction that Ice Winter Balsam has, which is like, that was kind of like fresh balsam mixed with sugar lemon zest. This is like sugar lemon zest mixed with a quote-unquote magnolia fragrance. It does kind of evoke the slight like crisp greenness that a magnolia does possess. So it's kind of like that, but then amped up with huge amounts of like a sugared citrus. So that was Under the Magnolia Tree. Another just like lighter to medium fragrance. Pink Lilac and Vanilla is in that collection, which is always great. And then is there like a Eucalyptus Springs or something? And that was that. I didn't buy any of the ones in like the Blush Geranium and Fern or Lavender and Vetiver Scent Your Intentions collection. None of those exist. So then moving on, let's see. We have this collection right here. And that's what that looks like. This is Fresh Sheets, which is crisp citrus, clean lavender, and watery apple. this is just your run-of-the-mill, standard, clean, soapy laundry fragrance. So immensely similar to Laundry Day, but not exactly white t-shirt, and definitely not as hot and coconutty as the Fresh Coconut and Cotton. I feel like, did they have like a just a plain linen fragrance before, or just a plain like cotton or clean linen? I feel like this is like something that's been out before that had the apple notes in it as well. Just very run-of-the-mill, yeah, linen fragrance. That's all I can say. Fresh sheets. It's like a medium to medium plus throw. Moving on, we have Golden Honeycomb. This one is savory honey, cozy vanilla, and warm butterscotch. This is pretty much a butterscotch caramel vanilla fragrance. So that's like a slight like throw-uppy nail polish vibe to it that's not great, but it's still like a cozy, kind of like a white chocolate ice cream that has like a butterscotch drizzle on it. The only downfall with this one is that it kind of is lighter than you would anticipate, but it's still strong enough, at least in a bedroom for me. So I would say like light to medium on this one. Kind of has like, I think it's sooted a lot, so I have like a dirty burn where like he would soot upwards for the first part, but then it would get like soot and black and schmutzy downwards on the second half. But it still hasn't dudded out, so we're good to go there. So Golden Honeycomb right there. Let's see, I think Sunset Desert was also in that collection, which is Pepper Plum 2.0 repackaged. Anything else of note in that collection that was like new? There's like a Glacier Mist that I think is very similar to Glacier Lagoon from the Single Wick Fido Gaia collection. And then probably all other repackages. Mahogany Vanilla is always a great one. So that was that collection. Am I missing anything else? There was the Destinations collection from Spring 1 with the Sunset and Maui, which is the only technically new fragrance, but still very generic tropical fruit fragrance, so pass on that. I didn't need Springtime in Paris again. What is it? Indigo Paradise, which is like a very, very, very similar to some white citrus fragrance. And then there's maybe another one that I'm missing, but I'm sure it was a repackage, the Prosecco and Peaches. Oh, and then Sailing in Mediterranean, which was the Sea Salt and Sails repackage. So nothing of note there. And then I think that just leaves us with the single fragrance launch candle of Among the Clouds for Spring 1. And that's what that looks like. Super juicy Justice limited to Claire's JoJo Siwa packaging. Oh my god, love it. Wildberry Skies and Whipped Vanilla Clouds. That's all we get from it. I have burned this one and it has a thick rope-like wicks on it. I think this was like medium to medium plus. Artificial like sort of hairspray synthetic berry floral fragrance is pretty much all I get from it. The berry is like almost so sweet and artificial that it kind of smells like watermelon too. Kind of like a watermelon strawberry blend is what I get from this one, mixed with a heavy dose of artificial. Kind of like if you enjoyed the Tokyo Petals fragrance, which was also repackaged as Peony Petals in that So Ugly So Cheap collection, which was also kind of similar to the Peony fragrance and Sugared Peony Petals. If you like that synthetic cheap like hairspray, hair product, floral fragrance mixed with a berry and watermelon note, then check out Among the Clouds. One and done, just pure like collection vibe for the packaging and the fact that it was a single fragrance launch candle. So Among the Clouds right there. And I think that's it for Spring 1. A whole crap load of candles that came out in that collection, and a lot of new ones as well. Like I pretty much only buy the new candles, and I still had quite a few of them. So Spring 1 was a massive launch. Just really no bakery in sight, which was really crazy about it, but it is what it is. Moving on to Spring 2. We have the like limited White Barn Neutrals release that was available online and available in select stores only. And that is Rose and Lychee right there, or Lychee. And this one says Wild Rose, Sugar Lychee, and Delicate Raspberries. I have burned this one, super sooty, but pretty strong performance, so good to go on that. Yeah, this one, it's nice. It's just not as rose forward as I was hoping for. But if you want like a pretty feminine, delicate like lychee, well, not delicate in like a low throw type of way, but delicate in just like a adjective kind of way, of that type of lychee fragrance, and I think you'll enjoy this one. This also kind of smells like a lychee boba tea or lychee gummy, but it's not quite as fruity and juicy as Radiant Sky, but it has a little bit more of like a pretty floralness that you get from the rose. But once again, I was hoping for more of a strong, like robust rose perfume fragrance. I don't quite get that from it. It just like enhances the lychee to make it just smell a little bit prettier. But I still kind of enjoy it. I still like burn it here and there, and it's just like a nice, slightly pretty fruity fragrance. So that was Rose and Lychee right there. I actually really enjoy the hand soap, believe it or not. So that was that. We also have Vanilla Musk, which is a repackage of my beloved Marshmallow Musk. And this one reads, whipped vanilla, soft cedarwood, and suede musk. Also sits like crazy. The core wicks on it. Very low throw though, which sucks because I love Marshmallow Musk with all my heart, and so I love this fragrance too, but this just seems to be even a weaker version of Marshmallow Musk, which wasn't even that strong to begin with, so total bummer there. Some people will say they can smell it, but I personally go very nose blind to this fragrance like so quickly, so it, like kind of a bummer there. So I think like this one is all I need, even though I was like raving and gushing about Marshmallow Musk, so a little bit of a disappointment to be honest. But this is like a powdery, like mature woman's sophisticated vanilla marshmallow fragrance. You get the powdery texture of the marshmallow, like if you open a bag of marshmallows, you get that in there, mixed with like a sophisticated and mature fine fragrance component to it that I really enjoy. So the fragrance is divine, but the throw left a lot to be desired. So vanilla musk there. Bergamot Birch, which was a repackage. Palo and Santo and Sage, which kind of smells like shaving, like a sweet shaving cream. And then Yuzu and Pineapple, or whatever that was, which was kind of like a pineapple with like a salty air fragrance to it. Didn't need any of those, so I didn't buy those. Moving on, we have the, is it like some like Eden Tropical Decor or something like that collection? And we have Blue Bungalow right here, and that's what that looks like. Oh my god, my favorite packaging this season. This says Salted Sea Breeze, Beachside Eucalyptus, and Floral Shores. I have burned this one quite a bit. I love this one. Oh my god, one of my favorites. It's like an aquatic, salty water juiciness mixed with like a beautiful tropical floral is what this smells like. It is not the original Blue Bungalow that we've had in the test lines, as well as that like sort of basket weave wraparound collection that we had a few years back. It is not that. It is a totally new fragrance, but I love it. If you enjoyed Crystal Waters, this is like the next best thing to it. Blue Bungalow right there. We then have Tiki Beach, tried and true old classic. That's what that looks like. This one's warm vanilla, musk, orchids, and toasted coconut. I burned this one once. It was not as strong as the original one, but I could still smell it in a bedroom, so I would say just very medium. It's your quintessential Tiki Beach fragrance. It's kind of like a sophisticated, elevated version of like a pina colada. You get like a warm, toasty coconut with like a fruity, sweet, creamy vanilla mixed in there. It kind of smells like almost like so creamy that it almost kind of smells like ice cream, but it's not really fully gourmand because there's that like vanilla orchid, vanilla musk essence in there that gives it a slight like elevation that takes it quite from being totally like a full-blown pina colada gourmand coconut fragrance, but just a nice quintessential coconut vanilla blend from Bath & Body Works. We then have Waikiki Beach Coconut. This is the same as the body care that comes out as well. This one's tropical white coconut, saltwater breezes, and some bleached woods. Have burned this one. I would say like medium to medium plus. I really enjoy this one too. This is another very fruity coconut fragrance. Very fruity. Kind of think of like a melon and a pineapple mixed with coconut and give it an extra creaminess to it. And that's what this kind of smells like. Very similar to Island Palm from Homework. So if you like that, check this one out. This one also slightly has a body care like salty air woodsy fragrance to it that gives it an extra bit of a depth. But it's really nice. Actually, I've really grown to enjoy this one. Yeah, so Waikiki Beach Coconut right there. Moving on, we have an online exclusive of Fresh Bamboo right here. This one says Sweet Bamboo, Lush Jasmine, and Wild Grasses. I have burned this one just once, so not too much, but smells like Fresh Bamboo always does. It kind of smells like sweet, like freshly cut grass mixed with a dewy floral from the springtime that could be like a hyacinth, like kind of like a juicy, like dewy bulb type floral from the springtime is kind of what you get from this. So it's like a slightly floral, dewy leaning grass fragrance is what you get from Fresh Bamboo. And yeah, it was as strong as usual. So that's that right there. Let's see, was there anything else of note in that collection? I don't think so. We then move on to this collection, Wild Watermelon and Wild Mint, and that's what that looks like. And this one has like the juicy, very like 3D basket weave lid on it. This one is Wild Watermelon, Spearmint Leaves, and Crisp Cucumber. I've burned this one, I think, twice. It was plenty strong for me, but I just really do not enjoy this fragrance. Ugh. It kind of smells like watermelon bubble gum and like spearmint gum, and you chew the two together, and then you decided to eat cucumber salad after that. And like just the contrast between the crispness of the mint fragrance and the cucumber in the sweet watermelon. The interaction between the two just don't sit well with my stomach, that it kind of makes me feel nauseous when I burn it. And I guess in theory, it should be like a refreshing, crisp, cool watermelon fragrance, more in line with like coastal watermelon, which I think I enjoyed a lot more, but this just doesn't turn off very well like when you go to actually use it. So ugh, watermelon and wild mint right there. There was a starfruit and mandarin in that collection as well, which was also new, and I think everything else was repackaged. And then there was that whole hibiscus waterfalls warm ocean breeze collection. Ebony sands was the new one from that. Apparently very low throw is what's been reported on that one, but that was kind of like another like tobacco shaving cream type of fragrance as well. So I didn't need that. Let's see, moving on, we have the Easter collection. I have only the one. I don't have the Tutti Frutti candy, but I do have the Some Bunny Loves You sweet carrot cake. This one has a juicy commemorative lid on it, and that's what that looks like. This one's going to be sweet cream cheese frosting, fluffy carrot cake, and cinnamon spice. Love this. If you want just an awesome, strong bakery fragrance for the springtime, check this out. Very fall leaning, because it does have like, it used to be called pumpkin carrot cake apparently at one point, and so it definitely has like a potential to be like a pumpkin, like frosted, like pumpkin cheese cream frosting cupcake type of fragrance to it. I could definitely see that. But you get a spiced carrot cake in there with an even part of like a heap of an authentic cream cheese frosting that I really enjoy as well, and it's very strong. It performs just like the first year's version, which was very strong as well, so I like that. It's just an awesome, great, like cozy fall type carrot cake fragrance that you can get during the springtime, so highly recommend it. Always pick it up every year. And then lastly, we have the single fragrance launch for this floor set, and that is Coco Paradise right there. Love this one. I love that like gold bronze lid on there as well. This is salted coconut, Magnolia, sugar neroli, and bronze sandalwood. I've burned this one many a times, medium to medium plus. I've already repurchased this one because I love it so much. It's very similar to Hibiscus Paradise, a floral coconut fragrance. They say like solar floral because it's supposed to evoke like a sunny, beachy vibe to it that you get from the neroli, which is similar to orange blossom. You definitely get that in there, mixed with like a oily, robust, juicy coconut is blended in there as well, and it's like a warm, slightly sultry, like coconut floral body care fragrance. It's like almost like a sophisticated coconut sunscreen is what I get from it. Coco Paradise, love it. Excellent. Coco Paradise right there. I think that was it for spring 2. And then now we'll blast through some spring 3 stuff, but not the White Bar Neutrals test stuff. I've burned most of those, but not enough to fully warrant a rundown, so yes. We have Waves of Wellness, this collection, Riviera Petals right there. This one has like the whole Amalfi, Santorini, whatever collection. Rose Petals, White Tea Stem, and Fresh Geranium. I've only burned this one once. It was medium to medium plus in a bedroom. It's kind of like another take on tea rose is what it smelled like when it was burning. So kind of smelled like been there, done that, but it's still a nice fragrance nonetheless because I especially enjoy tea rose as well. I would say a fruitier, a little bit more sweeter leaning tea rose. It's not quite as fresh, crisp, and green as tea rose, but a similar like tea plus rose, geranium, green vibe exists in this for sure. But then it's like mixed with a unnamed, very sugary sweet like berry fruit fragrance, I feel like is in here as well. Nice still nonetheless, but it's just a little redundant to tea rose, but it's in the category of like blush geranium and fern and tea rose. Riviera Petals would kind of like fall right in line with that. So that right there. Next we have Santorini Coast, and that's what that looks like. Focus on me. Focus on me. Okay, no, maybe not. There we go. Okay, let's see, but is it gonna focus back on me? No, it won't. Okay, there we go. Creamy coconut, almond blossom, and warm vanilla. I've already, I think, reviewed this one. I actually really enjoyed it. It's just like a nice, warm, cozy coconut fragrance that has like a little bit of that almond blossom, like sandalwood action in there with like a kind of like a sandy coconut. Just very generic coconut fragrance, but very pleasant. So I didn't mind it. Santorini Coast right there. There was also fresh Amalfi lemon in there, which was kind of like a mix of both sugared lemon zest as well as sugar lemonade, and just shoved the two together, and that's what you got there. And then Capri Waves, which was a very nondescript, generic, like kind of laundry, slightly cologne fragrance that was neither here nor there. Moving on to the Waves of Wellness decor, we have Bronze Sunset right here. So this used to be a hand soap, I believe, last year, and that's what that looks like. This is Exotic Coconut Island Waves in Soft Musk. I want to say the hand soap smelled just like Hibiscus Paradise, but I never used it, so I can't really like say with confidence what the actual fragrance of the hand soap was. But this is very much in line with like Hibiscus Paradise and Coco Paradise, and also quite some of their Fresh Lemon Waves as well, and Suntan. So if you like your coconut, like floral, that type of sunscreen type of fragrance, I think you'll enjoy this one. And those are my favorite types of fragrances, so I really enjoyed this one. It was plenty strong. I've burned this one like 2 or 3 times already. Love it. Yeah, this is your coconut, but it's mixed heavily with like a, what is it supposed to be? It says Island Waves in this case, but there's most certainly like an Orange Blossom Neroli presence in here as well. But then I get a whole lot of like that kind of like bitter lemon fragrance that you got from Fresh Lemon Waves is also shoved in here. Just like take Hibiscus Paradise, Fresh Lemon Waves, and Suntan and merge all 3 together, and this is kind of what you get from Bronze Sunset. And like, I love all 3 of those fragrances. I'm so here for it. So Bronze Sunset right there. Do I have anything else from that collection? I don't think so. Salted Grapefruit Shore was the other supposed new one, but that's literally just Wild Huckleberry, aka Sugared Pomegranate, aka Land of Sweets. So we so don't need that. Yeah. And then I guess there's some Cove collection or something like that. It has this very similar packaging, and the one new one in that is Palo Santo Vanilla. I've only burned this one I think once, so I can't give a full in-depth like review of it. Palo Santo, Woody Musk, and Tonka Bean. I would say it was kind of like a very medium throw. It wasn't super strong, to be honest, but this one's not quite as like Palo Santo-y as I had maybe imagined it to be, but there's still like a woodsy smokiness in here for sure, mixed with vanilla. This is like so immensely similar when you go to burn it to that balsam and birch fragrance, which then turned into white balsam and vanilla, kind of similar to that. If you like cypress and amber, that's also a similar fragrance in this family. I would say that as well. Similar to Marshmallow Fireside, it's like a little bit more sophisticated Marshmallow Fireside is what I get from this, but also very heavily leaning to that like white balsam and vanilla fragrance. Yeah, I guess there's Palo Santo in there. It kind of reminds me kind of like the woodsiness that you get from Vanilla Birch, kind of similar to that as well. It's nice, but it's just very seasonally inappropriate. This seems like so a fall fragrance, so I just kind of can't get on board with it right now. Palo Santo Vanilla right there. Moving on, we have the like Mother's Day like pretty collection or whatever it is. Ice Lemon Pound Cake right there with a juicy lid. This is sugary glazed icing, pure lemon zest, fluffy pound cake, and whipped cream. Amazing, excellent. I burned this one once. It performs just like the last year's, just as strong as it. Like bouncy, moist lemon cake fragrance. The pound cake you get in there, everything is in there, mixed with the glazed icing that's kind of like melting into the pound cake and making it moist and juicy. And then of course shove that lemon zest in there to call it a day. And it's just like truly like what last year's version was, but in like really cute packaging. So ice lemon pound cake right there. Moving on, we have Pink Peach Blossom, and that's what that looks like. This one's Peach Nectar, Magnolia Petals, and Sweet Mandarin. I burned this one 3 times, I think. It was kind of like sitting a whole lot on the last burn, but this is very similar to Honeysuckle and Peach Spritz, which I don't own anymore, so I can't do a direct comparison, but if you enjoyed Honeysuckle Peach Spritz, I think you'll enjoy this one because they're very, very, very similar. But yeah, it's like this very sweet candied peach fragrance that kind of smells like peach rings, or the Japanese flowers kiss candy is like very much what this smells like. It's that mixed with a slight kind of like pretty floral action, which is pretty much what Honeysuckle and Peach Spritz was, so super similar to that. But yeah, but I feel like this one maybe is like just a version of Honeysuckle and Peach Spritz that's amped up a little bit more, because I think this one's quite strong when you go to burn it, but it's actually one of the rare peach fragrances from Bath & Body Works that I don't mind. It's not like full-blown trash bag peaches, so I appreciate that. But there's also something, when you burn it, has like a bitter green quality to it that kind of reminds me of like that peach cilantro or cilantro peach like fragrance that we had a while back. Also kind of similar mango cilantro as well, but not exactly, but very similar to that peach cilantro like connection of the like sort of green cilantro action mixed with a juicy fruity peach. There's something slightly bitter and green about this that I wasn't expecting when I go to burn it. But yeah, pink peach blossom right there. Kind of smells like a pretty version of like peach candy. We then have the other new one, which is Fresh Mint and Tea Tree. I believe this is out in a single wick in Tea Tree and Fresh Mint or something like that. This is Bright Spearmint, Tea Tree, and Rosemary. I have burned this one. This was plenty strong. It's like a very like sweet, almost candied spearmint fragrance. If you miss sweet spearmint from back in the day, this is very similar to that, although I don't think it's exactly the same, but still very similar. Kind of like a spearmint vanilla fragrance. Kind of toothpastey, to be honest, but I feel like there's enough like a sweet vanilla creaminess in there that it's kind of like not totally toothpaste, but it's fresh and sweet and clean, so I enjoy it. Fresh Mint and Tea Tree right there. And then let's see, I think I only have one more candle left, and that is the flower cart from the like I think it's the Mother's Day decor collection, and that's what that looks like. And it has the glass lid, so this is indeed $32.95. Floral bouquets, fresh cut stems, and lush greenery. And I have burned this one a few times. This one honestly wasn't as strong as I was hoping for, which was a little weird. I was hoping for like a really strong powerhouse floral fragrance, but I could still smell it medium in a bedroom, so I was fine with that. Yeah, this is kind of, it's not quite as green as Flower Shop is from before, so I don't think this is a repackage of any like previous fragrance we've had before. It's a, you get a crisp greenness that kind of smells like green stems of like a bouquet of flowers for sure. And then you get a very, almost like a creamy, mature, powdery floral, like a very white floral powdery fragrance is in there as well. Very like mature perfume type of fragrance is what I get from it. Kind of think of like a 1 in a million type of white floral bouquet. That mixed with like a green stem. I enjoy it. It's very, very floral. It like mixes both like the greenness of a floral fragrance along with a heavy, heady, white, powdery, sort of like mature perfumey vibe. They're both like present in here, so I kind of enjoy that. But yeah, flower cart right there. And I think that is it. I believe by the time this video is up, you should have already seen a top 5 like best or top 6 maybe favorite candle. So check that out as for my recommendations. But this was the entire rundown. Hope you found it helpful, and happy shopping at the $12.95 candle sale. I just am really gunning for PB&J ice cream. That's pretty much all that's on my list. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.